Hi YouTube, welcome back. This is Red Sea Reefer and here's a new video of my tank, the first one of 2018. I'll be kicking off with a tank update, the January tank update, to show you some of the new stuff I got, some of the developments in my tank, just to give you a quick overview of what's changed and what's happened over the past month. I've got a few new corals and a few new fish. I hope I can spot the fish in this video. It's of course always the question if they will show up when you want them to. I'll start off with this coral. It's a Cinaria coral. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I hope so. It's purplish still. It's supposed to be, I think, red or pink, but yeah, it's still looking very purple. This fish is swimming in front of it. Hi, please go away. Up, move. So there it is. I think it's really nice. It's inflating really well. It's becoming really big. It wasn't this big when I bought it, but it just keeps inflating. Apparently it likes the water values over there, not too much current. So that's why it's blowing up. You can see it's a little bit translucent. Yeah, you can see through it. You can see the white skeleton inside if you look closely. Let me lower the brightness a bit. Yeah, the white things you can see, that's actually the skeleton of the coral. So you can see the tissue is inflating. One of the things that happened as well is that one of my frog spawn corals, two of the heads started to die off. They started to, it looked a bit like brown jelly. So I cut them off this morning. So as you can see, the coral is still a bit adapting to being taken out of the tank, being cut off. And now I hope the rest of this coral will survive. As you can see here, the white part, that's the part that died, which I snapped off with a pair of tweezers. So yeah, those things also happen. And I think it's good to show those as well. It's not all merry, joy. I've shown you this coral before, which is actually an organ pipe coral with quite some amazing colors, the green one. And recently I bought a second one, and it's a little bit different. As you can see here, it's also, as you can see here on top, it has the same structure, little pipes with the flowers coming out of it. Yeah, and I really like it. I like the way it expands, the way it grows. It looks like a bushy field of flowers. You might have also spotted two new friends in the previous shot. They're right here. For Christmas I got two new clownfish from my parents-in-law. They wanted to give me something for my tank, so I said, well, I haven't had clownfish in quite some while, so yeah, well, I would like some new clownfish, so they gave them to me. And yeah, I really like them. They're very small, and they have already started hosting the frog spawn, which is right in the back here. Usually they're inside. I've had them for 2 days now, and after the first day they picked that coral as their home, since I don't have any anemones. Since they will probably crawl over my tank and destroy some coral, which I have seen happening in the past in my tank, with a white anemone and a red anemone. I also got this Acanthophilia, which was already before Christmas, or around Christmas. My girlfriend picked it out. She said, that's the one I want. So, well, I bought it. It's also really nice, not too much flow, just looking pretty. Then let's see if we can find the other fish. Well, I haven't spotted them yet, so let's first do another coral. These small zoanthus, not something very special, but still I like them a lot. They're very small zoas. They're bright red, so that's what I like about them. You usually don't see small zoas which are this red, so that's why I like them. And now let's see if we can finally spot the new fish. Ah, yes, I found them. Here they are. Ta-da! They are 2 Moyeri scooters. Red wine scooter, I think they're called. Moyeri is the name, the Latin name. They're actually very peaceful, very calm fish. It's a couple, so I have a male and a female. I think this is the male, if I'm right. The female just hopped away. I think right to the left of where the male is right now. Yeah, it's hard to spot at this moment. Let's see. Nope. They're pretty good at hiding, so I'm glad I got this one in plain sight. I really like the detail on these fish. They're really, really beautiful, very vivid colors, red and yellow. As you can see, they're moving about quite slowly. They're very picky eaters. They don't just take anything. They first have to think about it. Is this the food I want? And then, if yes, then they'll consider eating it, biting it. So that's most of the new pieces. Here's one as well. A Turbinaria. Peltata, I think is the name. On the back here, the green chunk with the flowers coming out of it. It was, I bought it at a fellow aquarist near me. He actually bought a very, very big piece of it, and he asked one of his friends to saw it in pieces. So I got one of the pieces. As you can clearly see, it has been, it's not a natural shape yet. Luckily on the side is already starting to heal, so the skeleton is already getting covered in green. That means that the tissue is expanding, and that soon enough it will become a whole new coral, and it will just shape itself from there. I also really like how this coral is evolving. This one in the front right here, it's a chalice. It's it used to be bright red with pink spots, then it turned a bit brownish, and now it's starting to regain its colors. So that's really nice. So you can, if you look very closely, you can see that the pink spots are returning. They're not quite there yet, but I can see that it's getting better and better. The red is getting more orangey red, which was the same way it was previously. So yeah, that's coming back to the colors it was. So good to see that it's restoring itself to its former glory. So I'll give another quick overview. I'll just leave it here for a while so you can see the entire tank. As you can see, colors are changing a bit. That's because of the camera. They autofocus. It just, whenever you zoom in on a piece, it just automatically adjusts the colors. So that's why it might change from blue to purple to more white, as you can see right now. Well, this is the most natural colors you'll get, I guess. This is the way it looks in real life. If I'm looking at my tank, if I'm looking at the screen, it's the same color. So as you can see, most of the things are doing very well. Sometimes you have these cases where some corals just seem not to be very happy, like the frog spawn coral I showed you earlier, where the copper band is swimming right now, the green one. Yeah, it's hard to explain why that's happening. I guess you have maybe it happened before with you as well. So yeah, it's really a fickle thing. Keeping coral, especially when you try to keep a mixed reef to keep both the SPS and the LPS happy. It doesn't work out for every coral all the time. So sometimes you'll have to accept that a coral will die or will partly die, and there's not much you can do about it, at least not from my point of view. But yeah, that's life. As long as the reef is happy and thriving, then I'm happy. So, well, that was it for the January update. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye!